Is Season 2 better than Season 1? Let's find out. Hey everybody, this is 22 Tiger Dude and I'm here to review Season 2 for Arrow. I have reviewed Season 1. If you want to check it out, I'll leave a link in the description below. I'm sure the first thing you all are noticing is this awesome Arrow t-shirt. Well, I have Ripped Apparel to thank for that. If it weren't for Ripped Apparel, I wouldn't have this awesome t-shirt. Please check out Ripped Apparel. They have great t-shirts. I'll leave a link to their website and their Facebook page. I'm not going to go in depth with every single thing that happened in Season 2. This is just going to be me giving my overall thoughts on the season, how the storyline went, the characters, just really simple things like that. There will be mild spoilers, but there's not going to be major. I'm going to keep the spoils at least as mild as I can. So, let's get to my thoughts on Arrow Season 2. So first of all, I do want to say how this season started off with, Oliver back in the island after what happened at the end of Season 1. I found that to be very interesting. And from there, he's back at Starling City, and you have there's things with his mom going on, and the whole election thing. And this season, I will definitely say, is better, because as soon as this season starts, it's holy shit. From episode 1, it was already better than the whole Season 1. And Season 1 was a really great season. It was slow, but it was a really great season. And after I watched Season 2, I definitely appreciated Season 1 just slightly more. It's great to see all these character developments. Stephen Amell, he's still just as amazing as Arrow as he was in Season 1. At this point, he just fits the character so well. He's really great as Arrow, and I really am loving how his character is progressing. And then for this season, you actually have Slade / Deathstroke. Let's get to Deathstroke. Holy shit, ladies and gentlemen. He is such a badass villain. He may be the most badass villain I've seen in television in a long time. This guy is menacing. He really means business. When it gets to the second half of Season 2, shit really goes down. He even kills a major character of the show. That's where the spoilers are mild. Wow, that death right there just really surprised me. And it's also interesting how Oliver, he just feels really weak because Deathstroke is really just pulling him down. There are just moments where he is really doubting himself, and it just seemed like this character couldn't handle being a superhero anymore, which was just so interesting to me. But the one that literally pushed him, the one that kept telling him about not to give up, keeping stronger, is actually Felicity. And I thought that was so great right there. And it's really interesting to see how Felicity has grown as a character. She's still the same, comic relief Felicity. But in this season is where you see her be far more serious, really take things seriously. It's just really good. She could blend being funny, but she could also blend just being really serious at the same time. I really have loved how Felicity has grown as a character. John Diggle is just as badass as usual, and throughout the season, you do learn a little more about him, but the actor David Ramsey, he just does a really good job with that character. I really do see him as John Diggle, and you could just really care about that character. So it's nice how not only does the main superhero Arrow have a lot of character development, but also does John Diggle, and you get to learn more about his past, and everything just comes together so nicely. And Laurel, she's gone really loony. A lot of stuff has happened to her. She's been getting more into drugs, and she lost her job, so Laurel's been going through some shit during the season 2. I honestly can't wait to see how Laurel's going to progress in season 3, because something interesting does happen towards the end of season 2 with Laurel. It's also very interesting to me how the show has done a little bit of switcheroo. Like in season 1, Quentin would ask Arrow for help. He does the same in the season 2, but I mean, Laurel was even asking Arrow for help in this season, and I really enjoyed that. And also Quentin, the actor who plays him, he does just as great as he did in season 1. I have to give that actor credit, because Quentin has definitely felt more of a stronger character, and definitely one you could just really care about and just get fully immersed into and try to get behind like his side of the storyline. Also in this season, it turns out that Laurel's sister Sarah is actually alive. So even Sarah was pretty interesting. A really nice little character to add in the group, so that was really cool. You get to see Roy have a bigger role than he did in season 1, and even Arrow's training him throughout the season. You see how Roy has to control his powers, but he's just having such a hard time. But you just feel so bad for Roy, because you could tell he wants to control his powers. He cares about Thea Queen, but he just can't, and you just really feel so bad for the character. Sebastian was a pretty cool character too. He's the one that was working with Deathstroke. I enjoyed Sebastian's moments. The actor who played him really brought him into this evilish role. He's also the one that is running against Moira Queen for mayor. It's really awesome because in the middle of the season, you actually get to meet Barry Allen, aka Flash. You get to see him for a couple of episodes, and then, you know, the lightning strikes him. So, of course, that's going to set up for the Flash TV show that's going to come this fall, and I'm super pumped for that. In my opinion, this is better than season 1 because I felt like the storyline was more stronger, the writing was more tighter, there's definitely more action, especially when the season started. You really get pretty much non-stop action throughout the show. They are exhilarating, they have my palms sweating. It's just very great. They're definitely better because one of my issues with season 1 was that the action sequences could be a little bit shaky. But in this season, while maybe a few times it is a little bit shaky, it's filmed more better. The editing seems to make more sense. I just really love the action that was going there. It was really intense, and it was like one huge exhilarating ride. Arrow has his awesome action scenes. Roy has his good action scenes. John Diggle has his cool action scenes too. And of course Sarah, she kicks ass. So it's nice to see not only the men have something to do, but the female in the season have something to do too. Not only does it just blend so many character developments and stories, but it blends the action together, and for the most part it just comes together really nicely. And I will say how the season itself concluded, it was so terrific. Now, while this has been such an awesome season, there are certain problems I do have with the season. First of all, I didn't really care for Oliver and Sarah's relationship all that much. And let's just say near the end of the season, they break off their relationship. It's all like, I buy into their chemistry. They had a good chemistry with each other. The flow as well. But it's just all like, to me, that's the least important element, especially with how much stuff is happening during the season, because there are a lot of things that do happen during the season. Also, the actress Willa Holland, she does do a really good job as the character Thea Queen. The actress is really good. My problem is really the character. Now, without going into detail of how this character has been during the season, let's just say she's been really whiny, and yes, by the end of the season, she literally has trust issues. But the character just really got on my nerves. Like, I can understand at one point why she's like this, but at the same time, the character just kept doing things. And also, there was a point when Oliver said, "Oh, Thea, you're just one of the most innocent, most humble people ever." It's all like, come on, Thea's not that good of a girl. And not only that, what pisses me off about the character is how she thinks she's a sweet little angel. It's like, Thea, you make mistakes too. Hell, in the finale, I'm not going to say what happens, there was a certain mistake she made that she was about to regret, but thank goodness that certain thing didn't happen. You're not perfect too, Thea. At least try to be a little understanding towards your own family. I also felt like Katie Lotz, she's the actress that plays Sarah. She does do a good job with the role. She acted well for the most part, but there were some times where I felt like she was just too wooden and too stiff in her role. Like she's all like, I gotta go see Oliver immediately. We gotta go save Starling City. She doesn't say lines exactly like that. I'm just giving you examples. It's just the way the actress delivers her lines sometimes and just how wooden she is. It did take me out a little bit, but for the most part, she does do a good job playing Sarah. Speaking of an actress I found wooden, I also thought Summer Glau as Isabel Rochev was wooden too. For the most part, she does do a good job, but it's the way her face looked and how she did deliver some of the lines. It's just all like, okay, that could improve a little bit too. And there's even a few moments that I could predict are going to happen next. It's just like, oh, okay, Slade's going to have her in the car. Oh, Slade's going to do this. So I could predict a few moments, how it's going to happen, and I could even predict how the episode's going to end. And there are a couple of moments where they do rush through certain moments in the second half of the season. But overall, I thought Arrow Season 2 was a fantastic season. It is a little bit of an improvement over the original film, especially since the original film was more like a slow build up to this season, while with this season you could just get straight to the point and just deliver bigger and better things, and it really does do that. So I am very satisfied with the season overall. It's not a perfect season, like I said, it does have certain issues, but I really enjoyed the living hell out of it though. Arrow Season 2 is awesome, and I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. In the comments below, tell me, what did you think of Arrow Season 2? And which season did you like better? Did you like Season 1 better or Season 2 better? And also, are you looking forward to the Flash TV show starring Barry Allen, who we saw for a couple of episodes in this season? I definitely am. I can't wait to see Flash. Subscribe, like, and share. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. This is 22 Tiger Dude. And don't forget that I will always have Starling City. No, I don't have Starling City. Arrow has. But I will have Tiger Power! Moira. He's also the one that's running against Moira. Okay. He's also the one that is running against Moira Queen. Wow. He's also the one that is running against Moira Queen for mayor.